Welcome to the Midnight Journal tonight. We embark on a journey into the unknown, one that may awaken your deepest fears and challenge your sense of reality. Our story begins in a small, forgotten town where darkness lingers just beyond the streetlights. In this seemingly tranquil town lives a young woman named Sarah. She's like many of us, working a mundane job, scrolling through social media, and seeking connection in a world that feels increasingly isolated. Often lost in the glow of her screen, she finds that the curated lives of others seem to shine brighter than her own. Isn't it funny how the most mundane lives can hide the most bizarre secrets? Like, how is it that your neighbor's cat is still alive after all those midnight yowls? But what Sarah doesn't realize is that her life is about to take a sharp turn into the dark. As she settles into her nightly routine, a sense of restlessness gnaws at her. One night, while browsing the internet, Sarah stumbles upon a peculiar website, the Midnight Journal. It promises secrets, untold stories, and a chance to uncover hidden truths about oneself. But there's a catch: you must write your deepest fears and desires within its pages. Intrigued, Sarah feels a pull, a whispering curiosity that urges her to take the leap. But as she clicks join, a chilling thought crosses her mind. What if she uncovers something she truly isn't ready to face? What if the journal reveals more than just her thoughts? Little does she know, the journal will soon blur the line between her reality and the haunting world that lies just beneath the surface. Initially, Sarah hesitates. The thought of exposing her innermost fears feels daunting. After all, who wants to confront the shadows lurking in their heart? She tries to ignore the journal, but every time she closes her eyes, the visions return: dark figures, eerie whispers, and the sensation of being watched. Every shadow feels like a watcher, and every sound amplifies her anxiety. What's worse, her friends notice her growing detachment. You know that feeling when you're home alone and every creak in the floorboards sounds like a potential horror movie villain? Yeah, Sarah's got that in spades. Yet the more she resists, the stronger the pull becomes, leading her deeper into the depths of her own mind. One evening, at a local cafe, she meets an older man named Mr. Whitaker, a mysterious figure who seems to know more than he lets on. His gray hair and penetrating gaze seem to hold a lifetime of secrets. He shares tales of the journal, warning her of its power and the consequences of writing in it. His stories are filled with urgency, stories of those who vanished after confronting their fears. He speaks in hushed tones, and Sarah feels a chill. Every word weighs heavy on her heart. What if she becomes one of those lost souls? Yet curiosity gnaws at her, pushing her closer to the brink. The warnings linger in her mind like ghosts refusing to be forgotten. Despite the warnings, Sarah finally opens the journal. She pours her heart out, confessing her deepest fears: fear of failure, rejection, loneliness. With every word, she feels an odd release, but she also senses a shift in the atmosphere: dark clouds gathering in the distance. That night, she is awakened by a chilling scream that seems to echo from the very pages of her journal. What has she awakened? With her heart racing, she knows there's no turning back now. She feels the journal's weight in her hands, a burden and a beacon, both. In the following days, strange occurrences plague Sarah's life. Shadows flicker at the corners of her vision, and she hears whispers that taunt her insecurities. Friends start to distance themselves, believing she's losing her grip on reality. The isolation deepens, and fear creeps into her mind. Each night, the darkness seems to seep further into her life, warping her perceptions. Ever feel like the universe is throwing all the weirdness at you at once? Sarah's basically the poster child for what happens when you let curiosity get the best of you. But amidst the chaos, Sarah resolves to confront the darkness head-on, even as her heart pounds with fear. With newfound determination, Sarah returns to Mr. Whitaker, seeking guidance. She confesses her fears about the journal, her experiences since she started writing. He tells her the only way to banish the darkness is to face it within herself. They devise a plan, a ritual, to confront the entities she's unleashed through her writings. As he explains the ritual, Sarah's mind races. What if it fails? What if it fails? What if the entities aren't just figments of her imagination? What if they thrive on her fear? That night, Sarah prepares herself for a confrontation that will change everything. Her heart beats wildly as she thinks of what's to come. As the ritual begins, the air grows thick with tension. Shadows twist and turn, whispering her name, taunting her deepest fears. Sarah stands firm, recalling her strength, but just as she thinks she's gaining ground, the entities lash out, dragging her into a world of nightmarish visions. Will Sarah succumb to the darkness, or can she break free? Can she find the courage to stand against the horrors that threaten to consume her? The battle is fierce, and every moment feels like an eternity as she fights for her very soul. In the throes of her struggle, Sarah finally confronts her greatest fear, a reflection of herself steeped in doubt and loneliness. With a surge of courage, she embraces her pain, transforming it into strength. The shadows begin to dissipate, their grip loosening as she stands defiant. But the journey isn't over yet. The journal still holds secrets waiting to be unearthed. The world around her shifts as she regains control, but the lingering question haunts her: what else lies within? With the entities vanquished, Sarah returns to her world, but she carries a weight knowledge that darkness lurks even in the light. She shares her experience with the town, sparking conversations about fear, isolation, and the importance of connection. So next time your friend says, "Let's explore that abandoned house," maybe remind them about Sarah's wild ride. Who needs a haunted house when you can have a haunted journal? Yet, as she speaks, a familiar chill runs down her spine. Did she truly banish the darkness, or has it merely retreated? In the aftermath, Sarah finds solace in community. But one stormy night, she hears a whisper: "You can't escape me." The journal lies unopened on her desk, its pages stirring with an unsettling energy. What will happen if she opens it again? Will the darkness return, or will she have the strength to confront it anew? Her journey has transformed her, but the true test may lie ahead, lurking just beyond the surface. Now Sarah has become a beacon of hope, sharing her story and encouraging others to confront their fears. But as she closes her speech at a local gathering, she glances at the journal, its pages still beckoning, a reminder that the darkness is never truly gone. What if embracing our fears is the only way to truly live? What if the real journey is one we take within ourselves? Thank you for joining us on this journey through the Midnight Journal. Remember, the shadows may linger, but so too does the light within us. Sometimes it's the quiet moments that reveal our greatest truths. In the stillness of the night, beneath the weight of our fears, we discover the strength to rise. Join us again for more tales that explore the unknown, the eerie, and the extraordinary. Until then, keep your heart open and your journal close.